It's a brand new day. Yes, I'm reading things. Reading things my way.
Hello?
Hey, Kendall.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Sitting here doing some work.
I said, how are you doing?
How am I doing? Sitting here doing some work. That's what I'm doing.
How? Not what?
I'm good.
So there had been some friction between me and Kendall concerning the comment I made about him being the errand boy. So I decided to invite him over to my house to discuss this situation without Larry, because I feel like sometimes he may not be as open and honest if Larry's around. Sometimes Larry has a tendency of overpowering the conversation.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to Kendall.
This my show. What you talking about?
We are having
The
this discussion
hell
trying to get
is-
it to work.
But y'all don't know how to communicate, and you should apologize from the get up.
I did say I'm
You
sorry.
did. I don't see the problem with saying that. I'm just like gonna be
No,
petty.
no.
If somebody had
No.
you, hold on. Let's talk about what made you upset. What I said on camera. I'm talking about Marco is not the cook. You said, and I posted it in Patreon. I'm talking about, could you please take that down? Because I do have a business.
I said you were worried about
Same thing.
Marco,
Sorry.
what's going on?
What you doing?
She about to go to work.
Just chatting.
What was that?
What's going on?
What's that? What's that?
What's a piece of
No. Go back. What is that? Look at it.
I'm seeing. Did you read it? And did you read the hashtag?
So there was I think it's already, I mean, you know that trend on TikTok.
What trend?
There's two trends on TikTok that are kind of similar. I did one of them, but I didn't really do it.
Wait,
I used the sound and I started off
Wait.
with it, but it
which
wasn't.
one? You not telling me which one?
Because the butt trend.
Hey, chill, I'm still going. Ride in the Maserati, catch a body, she a hottie, call her.
Yeah, that one.
Yes,
But I didn't really do it.
you did. I think I seen that. Yeah, I think I seen it too.
I turned around, but I didn't do it.
No, you did it.
No, I didn't.
You squished your butt.
She was saying air. She said, oh. The lady talked about, she American.
That's a good question. I don't know. I can Google it real quick and see.
She's singing though.
Yeah, she is.
What is she American?
And she's in there.
I tell you about we should just send that note. She did. She going good actually. She did good. Good. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so do you have anything for me to do today around like now? Because Marco called me and he wants us to talk about the errand boy situation. I don't think he thinks the air is clear, so he wants to make sure we're on the same page and we're good.
You think what? I can't hear nothing you saying.
You can't hear me? He said that he thinks that we need to clear the air some more concerning the errand boy situation. So he wants me to come over and have a talk with him. You okay with that?
Y'all are two grown men. If y'all want to talk to that, I just want y'all to don't have nothing in the air coming back on top of that.
All right, so there's nothing on my schedule to do.
Yeah, I'll put something on your schedule or something. If you want to go over there and do that, then just let me know when you get back.
All right, well, I'm about to head over there now to talk, and then I'll let you know when I'm free. I'll come back and do some work. I'll see you later. My relationship to Shamako is we're like brothers. When I first met Shamako, everyone that I came in contact with, because I had hair during the time I met Shamako, so everyone was like, oh, y'all look like brothers, y'all look really so much alike and all that kind of stuff. And it's from there we started to become friends and, you know, talk with each other and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I got to know Shamako.
What's
Hey,
up,
Marco.
I'm
You ain't
sorry.
hear me knocking?
There's a doorbell for a reason.
The doorbell don't work.
It does work.
I just tried it. Did you
Ring
hear
it again.
Oh, okay. I didn't press it hard enough.
I'm in here, man. I'm doing this cake. Is it all right?
Yeah, man. Good?
Yeah, I'm good. Get in my mind about what you said earlier. Let me turn this thing down. About you still having a chip on your shoulder. I'm trying to figure out why you still have a chip on your shoulder. Granted, I said what I said.
Yeah.
When they asked me, I was asked about what your job was, and this is not to, how you say it? Keep from apologizing, because I told you I apologized several times. However,
With the clap.
I'm sorry, Kendall. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I-am-sorry. Good hell.
If I ever think about it again, it's gonna feel like that hit to the chest all over again. And so I have to talk about it again until I don't feel that hit no more. You know what I mean?
I do, but is it, and I'm not trying to be ugly, is it my problem that you think about it again after somebody apologized?
I mean, no, that's my issue. That's what I have to process and work out. I don't think it has nothing to do with you. I mean, it's me, but I just have to talk it out to make sure, you know, with the person that I'm okay, you know, and I think that's the gist of it. I just need to talk and make sure that I'm okay and then move forward from that.
I think my dad was wrong for calling him errand boy. Mr. Kendall runs errands, but my dad runs errands too, but for sport. He runs errands for sport. Mr. Kendall runs errands because that's his job. He's an assistant. I think it comes with it. When you're somebody's assistant, you run errands. You do things that you need that person to do.
Hence the name.
Yeah, but I think they're both. It's a given for Mr. Kendall. I think my dad just runs errands for sport. That's just me. But
This isn't about your dad though.
When you were in my position, how did people treat you?
Well, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But
were you ever called an errand boy when you were in my position?
No, and it was our situations are totally different. I was not an errand boy, or I was not a personal assistant. I was armor bearer. I was an adjutant, and that was when we was first starting ministry.
But those are assisting positions, though, right?
They are. But I don't. I see what you're saying, because if I put myself in your shoes now, if somebody would call me errand boy back in that time, I would have been offended.
Pause. Hold up. Gang, 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 gang.
That's cool?
I didn't really trained.
Is that cool? Look at it again.
I seen it.
Yeah, look at it again. That's what's up. You doing that? That's your whole, I'm being nice, that's your whole tail out on the whole, for the whole world.
It wasn't even like.
I don't care if you didn't do the challenge. Your whole tail is out for the whole world to see. That's cool. That's cool. Although you didn't do the challenge, that's cool.
When I first seen the TikTok Joshua made, I was very hurt. I was disappointed because me and Shamako has already had conversations with Joshua as far as what he do on social media. It's very important that he present himself in a positive light, because he wants to follow his papa, Mr. Reid's, his path. The pranks are funny, making the skits are very funny. Being himself, he's just a funny person.
Do you want me to jump across this table? Because I don't have all day for this, okay?
You feeling froggy? Leap.
Okay, well, here I come. But I'm
Hey.
No, let me. Okay. You better tell this who I am.
Yes, what I did was not right, but I was thinking about it differently. I was basically just trying to prove a point and basically say that I'm not one of those type of boys that's gonna go on TikTok and scratch my butt in front of the camera.
But you did.
No, I didn't. I turned around, but I didn't scratch. I stopped it right when the beat dropped.
Maybe I'm blind.
Yeah, you are, basically. Yes. So sick of you.
Do I think that Joshua was the type of person to scrunch his butt up in the camera for attention? No, I don't think he's that type of person. But he did.
Him doing what he did was 100% for attention. I heard the explanation about he done it for this, that, and the other. No, you done it for attention.
Hold on. I'm talking, because the best thing for you to do, I'm trying to be calm as I can. Don't say a word until I finish, because I'm pissed. Why the dudes wear their pants with their tail all the way out? And then my darn son, and of all things, I shouldn't even read the comments. I read the comments. These niggas making comments, bro, you don't even know. Some of the comments were, I'm not gonna cuss, but some comments were D, you got cakes. These are from grown men. I'm about to get my lube. I'm right here finna grab my bottle of lotion. I think it's one-sided. I think you take your anger and your frustration out on me when you really have other issues.
It's really out on everybody, period. I think it's out on everybody, not just you.
I think it's their responses. It's their facial expressions, and all of that speaks to me, because I'm a person who helps and I love to help people. And so if I do something that's weird or off a little bit, it's the facial expressions that bother me, because I love to help people. I think that's one of my gifts. So if I see that, that's gonna say, oh, I did something wrong, and that's gonna make me pull back a little bit and go into my shell, because that affects me. So I don't like to be perceived as someone doing something wrong. So that I do feel that they can respect me a little more, but I don't feel like it's always there.
When I see Kendall, or when I'm around Kendall, I don't feel a person. I just feel somebody that is just there. Have you ever there? He's just there, and whatever Reid likes, he likes. Whatever Reid does, he does. Wherever Reid go, he wanna go. And I feel like Kendall needs to learn himself. I really do.
I always learn to be my own self, and I think that's another thing you lack at is having your own identity, having your own self. And because of me and Larry coming in your life, there's such a strong personality. You're not a strong personality.
I was always in you guys' shadow.
Right, and see, and that's one thing I always try to just want you to do your own thing. Do this. It's not that I want you. I just want you to be the best you can be as a person, and it won't happen when you are closed and shut down and keep emotions to yourself.
But what if me doing my own thing don't feel right?
You smart. You have 2 businesses, 1 or 2 businesses. You're doing your own thing. I just think that yourself, sitting to yourself and figure out what you want in your life, and going back in your past and fixing some things, which means some conversations with parents or whatever, and maybe your counselor, your therapist is gonna help you out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, because I haven't really had a really sit down conversation with.
I'm sorry.
You finished now?
Yeah.
I ain't really had a sit down conversation with my parents since I left home. And that was in 2008.
Your therapist ain't told you to do that?
Not yet. Cause
your old therapist ain't tell you to do that?
No, because we didn't never get that far.
What in the world?
1 or 2 things are going to happen. Either with this therapy, because he's been, and that's what happened last time. He went to therapy, and then when he changed, he rehabilitated, but then he stopped. I'm like, why did he keep going? So now he just took it back on again. So this may fizzle away, because he's working on himself and whatever this father fracture and everything else that it is, and the abuse that he says he suffered.
I don't think they understand the depth of the abuse that I had growing up, and instead of them pushing me away, I feel like they should, embrace me a little more and find out what it is that's going on. Growing up, my father was a military man, and so he was very verbally abusive to me and my other siblings. He would tell us to shut up, we're stupid. He would slap us across the face, He would take a chopping block and whoop us with it. Listening to him verbally abuse my mom, telling her she's stupid. She was a little overweight for her age at the time, so he would call her fat in front of us and stupid. No one would ever want you, that kind of stuff like that. I've seen all of that. All my brothers and sisters seen that. I'm carrying the hurt, and I'm not getting any better. But I hope that me getting in counseling would be a stepping stone towards bettering myself and working towards healing.
I've been depressed. I didn't think I told anybody this, but I've been depressed for
You're
about...
not finna cry.
No.
Don't be doing that stuff over here.
I've been depressed for about maybe 2.5 weeks now.
For what reason?
Just not been happy with what's going on in my life, and trying to do things better, but at the same time I feel like a failure, like I failed as an adult, or maybe I wasn't a good enough child growing up. See, I'm about to tear up now. Like I wasn't a good enough child.
Pause. We're not doing this today. You better pause and just think about clowns, balloons, because we're not doing this.
Like I kind of felt like I wasn't a good enough child to my parents, or maybe how they treated me and didn't teach me certain things. And so me growing up, I felt like I was lacking a lot.
And also, your little things, you better find some videos that you need to do, don't have no cuss words in it, or have the beeps or something, because that ain't doing that either. I don't care how old you are, until you get out on your own.
Cuss on my video.
You may not, Joshua, there's TikToks with B words and all this kind of stuff, and you don't hear us communicating like that.
I don't cuss on my TikTok.
I didn't say you did, son. I said there are TikToks with the music in it that got the B word in it. I don't say them words. Your mom don't say them words. You need to not use them.
No, I don't say them because
we're not around me, not us. Around us.
I don't. But it's still, I understand what your dad's saying. It's not a good. If you want to be you said you want to follow after your papa's example and be a YouTuber and all that kind of things. There's a way you can do that, Joshua, without doing things like that. It's a negative light. Somebody could pull that video up when you years later doing things, positive things, even working for the Lord, and use that against you. Those things can come back and haunt you in a bad way. You don't want that type of light on you. Trust me, I know.
Then you always snitching on other people, and then why if they would have seen this, they would snitch on you. I don't understand that. And what was you thinking about the thing that you could do it and be okay?
When I was shown the clip from TikTok of what my papa's son Joshua did, I was not surprised. Joshua's parents are sneaky. Joshua is sneakier than they are. So it's no surprise to me that he will preach to my daughters, do this, do that, and it's not proper. Then he got his own stuff going on nobody knows nothing about.
I feel like you guys think there's no consequences behind your actions. Your father is not going to hand you an iPhone 12 and you're not doing good. There's consequences for everything. He's not going to just give you good just because
you don't think
just because you're his daughter.
First of all,
I did not say that they do not receive gifts. I said that I'm very much aware that when I do something or when I don't think twice about something, there is a consequence behind that. And I think the girls do stuff and they think that the consequence, I think they think that there should not be a consequence after what you've done. And
so you just out here thinking for us, huh?
well, I didn't know that he was gonna say all that, right. I didn't know he was gonna do that while me and my mom were having a conversation. I should have known that was gonna happen. He's gonna take it however he wants to take it. I mean, I can't really make him see it how I see it.
Josh needs a lot. His mama left him, and then his daddy was totally caught up in his job trying to provide for him. He was left at home for hours. He wants attention.
One of the worst challenges has been me and the tree separated, and I had to watch Joshua in the backseat cry at the fact that his mom was leaving. And I remember feeling the emotions, but I had to be strong for my son. So I picked up the pace and said, Joshua, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna go. And I don't remember having a breakdown because I had. It felt like if I sat down in what was going on with me, it would show, and he would get sad and what was going on. So I had to just keep picking things up and go. And I remember times not having no food, not having no money, and him saying, Dad, what we gonna eat? And I'm like, Josh, I don't feel good. But the truth was, I didn't have any money. So I just had to keep being strong, keep being dad, and going on with life.
The divorce affected Joshua a lot, negatively, emotionally, in a very bad way. Because in the divorce, I moved out, and so me and Joshua has never lived apart. I've always been with Joshua, and going through that, me and Joshua has always been close. We were inseparable. And so having that rip in him and not being with his mom every day, and then seeing the struggle with his father, and then probably seeing where me and him, we weren't talking or either dealing with each other, I know that that was a missing part of his soul, because it was a missing part of me. Not seeing my son every day or being able to hug and kiss him and touch him, it was like a whole part of me that was just gone, like ripped out of me.
He treated her like I am the one who left her. She's the one who stays. He's in her face all the time, 24/7. I see Joshua or heard from Joshua again. It's time to eat. They were going to eat. I said, Dad, he about past my room. And that happened since she came back. Since she came back, I'm the trash, and she's the queen.
I love my father to death.
No,
my
because
father is.
That's not what I'm saying. Like when you come here and he hug you out of nowhere, you be like.
I'm not like a really affectionate person. I don't like to be touched.
I want to say that this can't belittle you, but I think there's a lot of growing up and maturing you need to in order to follow the footsteps that you want to go. In order to go the direction you go, so you got to realize that in your position, you may deal with the boss 100% until boss is not boss. Then when boss is not boss, then you have Larry. You get your friendship back in those areas. But at that same time, you got to be okay with being an employee.
I can see Kendall feeling as though the relationship he had with me and Shamako started horizontal because he's a Cancer. He is emotional, and there's nothing that Kendall does that his heart is separated from. He don't really see this as a profession. Granted, he paid well. He don't have one bill. He ain't got no condo. He ain't got no credit card debt. He ain't got nothing but go do whatever he want to do with his life and just help and assist me in what I do.
I've suppressed for years. And I've been lashing out at everybody for years.
That's gonna stop. That's gonna stop.
Why, are you gonna fight me?
I won't want to fight you, Kendall, but sometimes
you can't fight Michael.
Are you kidding me?
You can't fight.
Don't let the conversation go that way.
I've lashed out. I've lashed out at a lot of people. I may be little.
You probably will hurt me, but I promise you.
I promise
Let's just change the subject.
I promise you.
Let's
I have the
Wash
strength
hand.
of David to slay a Goliath.
I bet. And let's not try to figure it out. Let's get back to the problem at hand. So you said you come to me like that. Go tell that Larry. It's me.
What's going on? These political folks still call your phone. The stuff is over with.
All right, man. I just want to make sure we good and we straight because I don't want no more issues. I mean, outside of just the regular friendship, relationship stuff that we have to deal with because we're friends, I just don't want no blow up anger things you throw off on me. I don't like that, especially
if you do something or say something, you just might get it.
See.
But I'll work on it before I lash out. I'll say, Marco, this is not working for me. Can you say it? Can you say it another way? Because it's going to trigger me.
Okay. I think Kendall was very honest about the conversation that we had today. He shared some things I really was shocked that he shared. But yeah, I think that was a pretty real and honest conversation that we had today.
I see some boys do it and they get like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views on just like turning around and showing their butt and then scrunching it and like making it jiggle and stuff like that. Most boys do it for many other reasons, I don't know.
Do I see signs and warnings that Josh could be leaning to a same gender loving? I do. He talks about guys a lot.
Reiding Things My Way, episode 4, group. Take one.
Y'all look like kids.
The way Stevie stand is so fun, so sexy. He bow-legged.
Let's get started. Kendall, let's start with you. You said you don't know how to feel right now. What do you mean?
He bow-legged.
Why we all? Okay, say it again.
You said you said.
No, the way he's standing.
So I'm interested in it.
He kind of reminds me of Jaden too. Let me see. You're not showing me.
It was a group shot.
She didn't tell me it was scrubbing. Upstairs.
Personally, I respect everyone's sexual preference, who they decide to sleep with, who they decide to be with. I think that's their business. Being that I have a son that mom is in the same sex relationship, I am very uncomfortable at times, and this is something I've discussed with her. Because I have a son, I have a male child. I have the responsibility of raising my son in the way I think I would like for my son to grow. I would like for my son to have a wife, have children. And I think sometimes because of the influences, that can be crossed up. And so, yes, I do have a concern with that.
I do know that, first of all, Shamako deals with anxiety about anything, but I do know he has the anxiety as relates to his son's sexuality, mainly because of his ex-wife, Latrice. You cannot be a parent and not know that what you do, even if it's not in front of your children, it affects your children. And Shamako is concerned that Latrice's relationship or any relationship that she would get into with someone of the same sex is going to influence Joshua and not Joshua following his own path. That's what I believe that is on his head. He feels as though that what Latrice is doing, that she's pushing that off on him, because I think it was discovered that she knew about dudes that he was talking to and things of that nature that he didn't discuss with him. And instead of her encouraging Josh to discover who he was, she encouraged him in relationship, which is the dumbness she doing to Deja.
I believe Shamaka does feel like if Joshua does choose to be, same gender loving, it will probably be my fault or Latrice's fault. Although, of course, I disagree, because Joshua's had so many influences in his life. I am a big influence in his life, but he's had so many. His father is a big influence in his life. Mr. Reid is a big influence in his life. So many other influences in his life, but to single me out because of my path and the things I've gone through, which leads me on my path. I don't know who's to say who at fault. All I know is, that whatever path you're led on, you have to be honest with yourself.
I would think that Shamako is okay with his son's sexuality. I think he has a problem with his son's identity and self-worth. That is Shamako's concern. And I don't think he has a problem with the sexuality. Because when we had our church, who cares? Nobody cares about that. Who cares about how you like to lay down? So I don't think that's the issue. I think Latrice and Joshua think that's the issue. And as a result, no, they're not learning from him as relates from the father's view of the family. They're not getting what they need to be getting from Shamako for their family, because they have prejudged him on what he thinks.
What did I do to you? Okay, you don't know what you did to me. Do we need to have this conversation?
No, it was disrespectful because we had a discussion not to post things like that anymore, and you did it.
I haven't posted anything like that before.
On Instagram, we had. Remember, I was in North Carolina when we had this conversation before.
These kids were just.
I never posted anything like that.
You may not have posted anything like that before, but you came close. There was other things that you were involved in on social media that we seen. We told you to steer away from, but then you post things like that. You turned around, your underwear was showing and your bottom was showing. Joshua, you gotta know that, Joshua. You're old enough. You're not stupid.
And you don't want me to air it out.
And even if you didn't know before, we just told you that it was wrong and you shouldn't have done it. So something in your heart said, okay, I shouldn't have done it. And so, an apology. That's what he's talking about.
Because you disrespectful. You told it.
So yeah. So now you know. So you should know that that's what you need to apologize for. So whether you did before, now you know now.
I'm sorry for being disrespectful.
And you're disrespecting yourself too. That's important too. Okay. let's just restrict all that for right now. No YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
That's not what I want to do, just because you're good at what you do, and I believe in your future and you being a YouTuber. Everybody like you, but you can't do trash. That is trash. I don't care if your friends see it. I don't care if anybody see it. It's trash. Anything that's showing your body parts, that kind of stuff, that is trash. Complete trash. And I didn't raise trash. And I don't expect to see it. I'm done. Thank you so much. I accept your apology. As a father, teacher, counselor, and all other hats that I wear, there's nothing that my son could do to make me not love him. There's nothing my son could do to make me not support him. I would, if he wanted a dog, I would support him in being the best person he can be.
I don't know if you guys are aware how much pain you guys omit when you're talking about what has happened to you. And even when your children talk, how much pain they omit.
I think the black community teaches without saying it verbatim. Deal with it, keep pushing, keep working. I know you're hurting. If you gotta cry a little bit, and pick it up and keep right on going. And then the way that we were raised, I mean, because we practically all raised in the same area, that is what we saw our parents do. And our parents did that. We saw them get done wrong by their family members, saw them get wrong by their community, we saw them get wrong by their church leaders. We saw all of that. And that's what they did. They stayed faithful and they kept on going. And I think that that is a thing that is in the black community, and especially in the South. That's where I think that comes from.
Well, like Reid said, I was raised that way. I was raised, I say it all the time, I was raised by 7 church mothers. They did not cry at all. When my dad passed, I only saw my mama running tears, that's it. She didn't scream, she didn't holler, she just sat there. And I know she was hurt. She just ran tears. I saw my grandma do the same thing when her husband died. But I can say this, and I know I'm gonna get emotional, I already know it. When my mom passed, I can't omit pain anymore. That was a pain that it helped me get in touch with the pain that you're talking about. So yeah, I was hurt in this group, but I love this group, and this is the only family I have, so I'm willing to make it work, and that's it.